Hello, welcome to Timeless Conversations, the channel where we talk about life and adulting,
The ups, the downs,
and everything in between.
My name is Robina.
My name is Aisha.
And my name is Sharon. If you're new here, welcome to Timeless Conversations UG. We hope you feel at home and stick around. So this week, we're going to be talking about how friendships evolve over the seasons. So we'll be talking about the different stages of friendships as we go through the different stages of life as well. For example, we all know that we have friends that we were friends with since we were children, your neighbors from, back in the ghetto, the neighborhood, whatever you call it. Your friends from primary school, high school, university, name it. We know that there are all those seasons of friendships that happened, but today we're going to mostly focus on, as you're transitioning from finishing university and you're starting your career, and then finally you get married, have children, because we know that's when things get very complicated, right, ladies?
Yes.
So we want to share with you our experiences and, hopefully some of the things that we thought we should have done better in those seasons.
Yeah.
Aisha.
I love this topic because it hits home. I am one that likes to nurture my friendship. The one relationship that I think evolved over time and really went south, though I would have wanted it to still be here because, I really value friendships so much. Some of my friendships date as way back as nursery.
Wow.
Yes.
Nursery?
Do you even remember them?
Yeah, I remember them.
Wow.
I have about 4 of them.
Wow.
And we keep on checking. I'm not, of course, they are not like so close knit. Of course, because over time, other people come into your life and kind of replace them and stuff. But we keep in touch. In fact, some of them were there at my children's birthday recently.
Oh, wow.
So it has gone into a different
That's
generation.
nice,
So
yeah.
it's the evolution of friendships, really. This friendship that I want to talk about is one that I still mourn. Because what if I had done things differently? Perhaps we would still be friends up to today. When I was starting career, in the early stages of my career life, I moved up country. And when you move up country, especially in those days when WhatsApp was not an in-thing, where people had to really call each other so to keep tabs on each other, when I went up country, somehow, it's not like we even did each other dirty. We just drifted apart. We just lost touch. People who will call each other somehow, as life moves forward and you get busier with this and that, we stopped. And then at some point I was like, maybe the things that were keeping us together were the things that had been taken away and now we had nothing to talk about. I think if we had done things differently, like the things that we will talk about later.
I mean, we're here to learn and share with our friends as well, so yeah.
I wish I had done better and maybe kept the communication and maybe moved, I don't know,
Let's be more intentional about nurturing the relationship.
maybe. And then when I got married, it got worse. Because they were not married, I was the one that married so fast. At 23, I would even be thinking of marriage.
Why
the rest
not?
was still patching me.
Why not?
Why not?
Okay, of course, then it
Anyway,
makes sense. But now I feel like perhaps that could have been the reason why we drifted apart.
You never know.
Yeah.
You would never know. And because we never were really authentic to each other to get to know what exactly was happening, we never had those conversations. And I mourn that friendship.
You can still do something about it. Too late.
Maybe it's not too late. Maybe they watch Timeless Conversations. Robina, how about you?
For me, mine is also equally like Aisha. I love to hold on to friendships. There are friends that date back as far as high school, and I really, really like to hold on to them. Even in the different seasons, like there are seasons where we are not talking. We are as if not friends, but the time we meet, we start off from there.
Guys,
So,
survive.
I know.
Yeah.
That nothing has been lost.
Yeah.
And I think for me that is what has helped me. I used to be those people who say that this friend doesn't call me, this one, like I'm the one always reaching out. But now I liberated myself. I released myself from all that stress. If I am thinking about someone, I'll just call them up and we talk.
That's
you know?
maturity.
Yeah, like I released myself because that's unnecessary stress.
It is.
So my friendships, like the kind of friendship that we have usually changes at a different stage. For example, there's a friend of mine we met in high school in O-level, and we're still friends to date. So we got luckily
And then you give the shout out.
shout out to Vicky. So gladly we got children around the same time. So we like navigated motherhood, pregnancy together, and we used to live nearby, you know. So like she knew my cravings, I knew her cravings, I knew the things that I know goes on. Because for her she had those issues of like detesting things when she was pregnant. But for me I was kawa, anything. I just eat. So we really navigated life together. And even now,
Lucky. You're very
man, our first, like being a first time parent, we did all that stuff together. Pregnancy, she used to cook for me the nice meals that I like and bring for me. So I really value friendships. At some point then, I moved on and I wasn't even talking to her as frequently. But when we meet, survive. Like we start from where we stopped. Yeah, so I think it's releasing yourself from the fact that this season has probably, like, life is tough for them at this point. But if it will get better and probably they'll reach out, or you reach out and find out how they're, like, regardless of how long the silence was. You can always reach out and start from where you are. Okay, that's for me how I view it.
Yeah.
I'm very envious actually because, like I said, for me it was a very lonely journey. Being the first in the group for everything. I was the first to get married. I was the first to get a job. I was the first to give birth. Like it was such a lonely journey. Nobody would understand what I was going through.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
wish.
So you see how every situation is different.
Yeah. True. That's true. I remember from my experience that when I just started working, I was one of those people that started working immediately after campus. And to make matters worse, when I was at campus, I was working from like from like my second year up until I finished university. So honestly, it's safe to say that I did lose some friendships along the way. But at least for the friends that managed to stay are the friends that I was friends with, like from church, because I would still go to church, so I was still friends with them. And these are friends I had been with from like senior 4, not Sunday school. Well, I became a bit more active in church around my senior 4 vacation there. So when I started work, it was very demanding for me. I remember most of the time we would be in the field because my work involved traveling to the field for 1 week, 2 weeks, even 3 weeks. Yeah. So imagine you're away from home, away from your friends for such a long period of time. But I remember during this time, from not having those friends that I had before, I was still able to like get other friends who understood like the season. Yes, because they were also going through the same thing. And yeah, it was hard not being able to keep track of the friends that I had like in high school and all that. But at least I was able to like get other friends. And even for these friends of mine from high school, it's not that we are not friends. Like if we were to meet or if they needed my help or anything like that, I would definitely be able to help as much as possible. But of course, the friendship is not as strong as I would have loved it to be, or as strong as we were when we were still in school. And then of course, you know, getting married and having children also has its dynamics. But I was so fortunate that, you know, at least my friends and I, now those ones that I got when I was working, were able to, walk this life together. I remember they supported me greatly during my marriage preparations. They were there for me even when I was pregnant. So yeah, you lose some and
Gain some.
gain some. It's sad losing friends. My husband is the one who gets to hear the rantings of like, I can't believe, now like you, like I can't believe so and so, like they didn't tell me this was happening in their lives and all that.
They're shutting me out.
Exactly, like they're shutting me out. But I realize sometimes you realize that you're ranting to
Yeah,
like,
that's how you
instead of
gossip
ranting
about
to the
us,
person
eh?
and telling them. With husbands, it's not gossiping. You're just pouring your heart out.
Hey, it's one person.
You're just
It will
pouring your
become
heart
one.
out. But yeah, I understand when you say that, it pains when you feel like, your friend, that you're like, this is my person, yeah? So losing a friendship, I remember there's one that still hurts me up until now. But I got to a point where I was like, you know what, maybe like my season in her life ended.
ended.
Like I would still love to be her friend, but I realized we had become strangers when we met one time. And it was a thing of like, hi, okay, hope you're fine. Like, I'm like, okay. And that's the time that I came to the realization, like, you know what? I mean, I guess my season in her life ended. So ladies, so we've shared about the challenges that we had, in the different stages we had. What are some of the things you feel could have been done differently? And, even going forward for any friendships that you have now, things that you now know you can do that, will help the friendship to navigate even in the different seasons.
Like, we have different seasons, and we need to recognize that someone is in a different season like us. For example, most of my friends are married and I am not. So it's me who always has time. You get, for them, they're always committed to their children and committed to their husbands. For me, my part is to understand that I am in a different season. She is in a different season. And so when I, for example, want to engage her and then she's saying that I have to be at home, my husband works up country and this is the only time he's around. So it's to show empathy and understand that this person is married and needs to commit to their family as much as I would want to have a bit of their time. So do not be so rigid, be a bit more open-minded and understand what stage of life your friend is at. Yeah.
I agree with you. Similarly, I feel like we should understand the differences within which we are living life, because each of us takes a different path, right? While I choose career, I know that some friend of mine chose entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So I just have to understand that, you know what, this is a different thing. How they go about their business might be a little different from how I do mine. For example, if we are to go out on a Friday, right? Are they happy to do that? Because remember, on a Saturday they will be working
When
while
we'll be
we
sleeping
are
and-
sleeping. So I just have to be empathetic about it, and but also understand that there's always a way to compromise and meet each other halfway.
Yes.
Like, are you able to understand that, that there are certain things that you could do together, activities that you could do together without necessarily, making it hard for each other to live your separate lives. Because at the end of the day, I am Aisha before I am someone else's friend, right? Yeah.
And it requires really being intentional about it, because you have to understand that this is the season I am in, or maybe if I'm not available at this time, when I commit to be available for my friends on this day, maybe at this time, that means I actually have to purpose to be there as much as possible. And I know it's funny. I used to find it funny whenever I would see a friend of mine, literally putting everything of hers in the calendar. I'm like, oh, let me check my calendar. Like, okay. But right now, I understand where she was coming from, because that is literally where I am right now. Like, I literally have to schedule everything.
Plan your life like that.
You have to.
Children.
You have to. So you find that
Now I
I
feel
literally
like I'm
have to
disorganized.
calendar everything. No, because if it's important to me, then I have to put it in my
Schedule
calendar,
it.
yes. Because I remember there's a friend of mine who were planning to meet, and we said, okay, we shall meet, but we never really set a date.
And you
So
never
next
did.
time, we never did. So the next time we talked, we're like, but you know, we said we would meet, and we both genuinely forgot. But you know, we said we would meet.
Adulting.
Adulting happened, yes. So this time we purposed and said, you know what? Let's try as much as possible to meet every this day. So we put it in our calendars, all of us. So it doesn't mean that, yes, we'll definitely meet on all those days, but we'll purpose as much as possible to, you know, try and
You
meet.
see, on that point of intentionality, we just need to adapt to our friends' season.
Yeah.
For example, if you are, your friend is a self-employed and you are an employee, a full-time employee, you can choose, for example, on Saturday when you would have been sleeping and resting, you can choose once in a while to meet them at their business place, so that you have the quality time that would nurture this friendship together with them attending to their business. So I think that we need to understand people's, like your friend's season, and meet them where you can.
Yeah.
Maybe to take it to another angle, I feel like if a friendship has gone, right? Okay, forgive me. I just feel like some bridges, if they are burned, let them burn.
That is if the friendship,
If the friendship
ended
has
at a
gone.
point
Yeah.
of burning a bridge.
Exactly. If it just...
Or even if it has just smoothly, bridges not burnt, but you know, like you've outgrown
what
each
they,
other.
what they call a natural death.
Hey, don't keep dead people alive, because otherwise, you know, you will be watering a dead plant. So I think it's okay to form new friendships, because at the end of the day, as we grow, we meet new people.
Yeah.
We want to also network. We want to keep friendships that value us, not just dragging people along the way just because you knew them from way back. No, like as the friendships evolve, as you also grow other friendships that could take you far along, more than the ones that, you know, have gotten you where you are.
Don't force life.
Yeah, just not force life. I mean, Uganda has, is it 46 million people? Yes, and if you want to stick to 10 people that you have known since childhood,
Yeah.
sincerely, how will you grow professionally? How will you grow even socially?
I understand what Aisha is saying about letting, you know, bridges burn, but that is if, you know, the friendship has ended, probably because, I mean, if you're in the same space, the same neighborhood, and you're really not making efforts to try and make the friendship grow, then it's probably because, you know, maybe the season has ended, like I said earlier. But if it's friendships that are ending, maybe someone has left the country and things like that. I mean, there are ways that you can try and keep the friendship alive, yeah? For example, long distance friendships also work. One of my good friends right now doesn't stay in the country, and I'm not saying that, oh, we chat every day and things like that, no. But like we chat once in a while, purpose to visit each other.
Visit.
Yes.
You have a rich kid.
I know. So you even fly.
My dear,
we are still
you
waiting.
can use
Shout
road
out to our
transport.
friend.
Let me shout
To
out
our friend.
Now she's our friend.
But now if I say one name, that everyone else will feel bad because her family became my family.
No,
It's
the
like,
one who brought us to that.
hi,
family.
Fadia.
Us.
Us, indeed. So yeah, by the way, if you ever went to her country, I'm sure she would be very happy to host you because she knows these are Sharon's friends. So yeah. And
We
I
love that.
that's the
And
We
then
have
going to
friends
that,
that fly.
we are going to that country. We are going to look for it.
anyway, so honestly, like, don't just let the friendship die just because, you know, your friend went to, you know, some other country or things like that. Utilize social media right now. I mean, call each other once in a while
Video
and
calls.
video calls as much as possible. Of course, because of adulting, sometimes maybe she's at work or maybe
Yeah,
I'm
the
also at
time
work, or
zones.
she will call, I'm like, I'm at the salon now, it's so noisy. Or maybe I'll call and she's like, I'm at a party now. But, you know, at least just that effort of
thought,
trying.
so.
Yeah. So, of course, clearly the friendship could be better if we were in the same space, but at least I know she's my friend and I can count on her.
And you're also trying.
Yes, and we're trying. So yeah,
So beautiful.
don't
It is
give up on
beautiful,
the
especially if
friendships.
there are dollars involved. Money keeps relationships. The thing I wanted to tell you about friendships is choose quality over quantity.
Oh,
Dollar friends over Kavoyo friends.
So these ones who don't have money are not worthy of
Okay, they
friendship.
are, but anyway, okay, to be serious. To be serious, I think also as we grow and shed off some friends, it's okay to have a few close friends. I mean, you're not going to know the whole Uganda or the entire world.
Yeah.
Whoever you can keep close by, who you can keep tabs on, because also it doesn't make sense to have 1,000 contacts that you
Yeah.
will never call on for help. Have you been in that situation where you are stuck and only 2 people you can call on? That means that those are the true friends that you have. The rest are just acquaintances. So if you actually are trying to purposefully look into nurturing friendships, those are the ones that you should focus on. 70-30 principle.
yeah. I hear what Aisha's saying, and yeah, it is true, because I remember with some of my friends, because when you don't focus on nurturing the friendships that actually matter, because having too many friends, it's very easy to say I have so many friends, but if I cannot even call this person when I need help, then that's something for me to actually sit back as a person and question, and reflect. And I remember with some of my friends, we actually had to sit down and have this conversation, and I was like,
And your friends overseas.
on the
I think you have
in the few
friendships.
scenarios that we happen to finally meet, the conversation has to be really intentional and to the point. Yeah. So anyway, I remember we actually sat and I'm like, honestly, like, how can this be happening in your life? And I'm finding out from social media. And I expressed how hurt I was as a friend, and because we had gotten so engrossed in life, work, marriage, children, and it's very easy for all of us to do that. But when we finally actually realize that, you know what, if I actually can't call this person that I'm calling my friend and tell her about this that I'm struggling with, or ask her for this help when I need it, then that means I need to reflect and then also cause the friendship to, like, okay, where are we going with this? Like, are we going to be those friends that just pretend and be like, oh, hi, how are you? Or is it going to be a friendship? Because with us, it's not just friendship that should last with just us, but, like we keep saying, generational friendships, have children knowing each other. So, of course, it requires a lot of work
And accountability.
and being open. But I believe that, it can be
Thank you
worth
so
it.
much for validating, because I thought I was being dramatic. Seriously, anyway, I'm always dramatic, but particularly for this side, I felt like maybe I was overreacting. You know how you find out your friend, the one you call best friend, is getting married through someone else.
I
who you
would
don't
be
even
hurt.
think. I was so hurt.
I would be hurt.
I would actually. We had talked about it, that I would be her matron.
Yeah.
And then I find out from someone else, a third party that you would never even think about. Like, I thought that was, hypocrisy at that point.
Yeah.
But when you talk about it that way, I feel like, okay, that was valid.
But you also communicate.
Like, you call her out.
Yeah,
and-
that this actually hurt me.
Yeah.
I had expected this. Because now when you just keep quiet, I feel like you're the one who hurts.
Exactly.
And for them, they will never know that this is going on with you. So I think you should have communicated and said that I thought you would be the one to tell me that you are getting married. You'd be the one to tell me all these new things that are happening in your life, and you would, like, I would be involved because we are friends. Because if you don't communicate, honestly, you're the one who gets hurt. For them, they are living their best life.
I just have this notion that people do what they do when they know, because we are adults. And anyway, for me, I think it is something I should learn. But I just have a feeling that because we have grown, we are mature enough to make certain decisions. If you have not invited me, for example, if you have had a wedding and you've not invited me, that means that there was an intention. You just didn't want me to come around. So for me to call you and ask questions, it would not put you in a good place to explain. Like really, I don't know. That particular part of knowing from a third party really hurts.
It hurts. It definitely hurts.
Definitely hurts, but you... Like you're the one who is hurt. Like I said, they're living their best life.
Yeah.
So if you still like value the friendship and you want it to continue, I think you should have like let them know how you feel. But if you wanted to let it go,
But some
on this one, I'm
let
with
it go.
Aisha. On this one, I'm with Aisha. Honestly, like, how do we be friends to the level of, like, I feel like you're my bestie, and then I get to find out about key milestones about your life. Honestly, I would also like, it would
Let
make
you
me
be.
feel like, I think, like, it helps you realize where you are in that person's
Thank you
life.
so much.
Yeah.
on their
And that's
priority
important.
list.
Exactly. And it goes back to what Aisha was saying. Nurture the friendships that, you know, seem to show that, you know, they're actually
life
worth
over
nurturing.
there,
Yes.
yeah.
Now I want to look at it in a different way. I have a friend who is extremely extroverted, so she has so many friends. Like she'll go to Kwanjula, and the people sitting around her become her friends. Like she'll just talk to them and just flow.
Don't attack there, attack me.
I mean, she says she can walk in a room and, you know,
And come back with their friend.
yeah.
My husband
Like-
keeps telling me, that one is not your friend, you just met them yesterday.
Yeah, she's also like that. But for some reason, for her, she keeps tabs of all of these people. She keeps, like, she's real friends with, okay, I'm not sure about how many they are, but she keeps in touch and is friends, like actual friends with most of these people. So I would understand her if she's the one whom I'm hearing these things from a third party, because some of these friends are actually mutual friends. So I'm just saying that sometimes it's someone's personality and they have so many friends. And it's understandable when you hear some of this news from someone else. Maybe they were preparing to tell you, but the other one told me first. Just
How come
saying.
the other one got to know before me?
Thank you. I am the bestie here. That's supposed to be metron.
But you see,
would be
like
metron.
the dynamics
Anyway,
here
that
are
would be mentioned on
different.
that one. Pinches.
The dynamics here are different.
Yeah.
But anyway, so clearly, I mean, it's really a journey of learning and unlearning things.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I think essentially it's very important to remember yourself as a person, like self-care, that in the midst of all these dynamics, that think about yourself as well, because you don't want to go around holding this pain in your heart over a friend that you lost, and yet they've already moved on with their life. Yeah.
Having their best
But then,
life.
but then it's also important that, you know, if you've developed the friendship, try and nurture the friendships. Yeah. Yes, we understand that life gets tough. When you start work, it becomes hard, but try and have a balance. Don't make it all about work, but try and remember the people that, you know, have been with you, because these are the people that are going to support you when you're down. So don't just throw out your friends. When you get married, I've had stories of people that apparently some of us, when we get married, we throw our friends out.
Ask the same people.
Over you guys just ditch her.
So
You're the ones who
please
no
don't
longer
throw,
want to
yeah, like
participate
don't
with
throw
us.
your friends out. Don't. I know sometimes it is our single friends that throw us out.
Yes, they cut you off, then they twist it.
That our married friends throw us out. eh?
Either for me, they cut me off proper.
You started too early.
So I mean, yes, we understand that there are challenges, but you know, try and put in some work where you actually feel like this is a friendship that's worth fighting for. Put in the work, communicate openly. When you've been hurt, be open about it. Don't just die with your pain and, you know, just hold this grudge, because there's this saying that says that, you know, when you you give someone poison. No, is it when you drink poison and then you expect the other
someone else
person
to get
to be
hurt.
the one to get
That's
hurt?
unforgiveness.
Exactly, that's unforgiveness. So forgive and yeah, let the friendships grow as much as possible. Thank you for coming this far in the episode, and we hope that you have learned along with us. We are also learning, and let's continue this journey of building friendships that actually last a lifetime. And
Regardless of the season.
yeah, regardless of the seasons, and show empathy, be open, and yeah, show love. Thank you for coming this far in the episode. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and if you have subscribed, thank you. We can't take your support for granted. Please share your comments on what your thoughts are on this friendship journey, and please remember to like and also share in your circles. And thank you to HD Media that shot and produced today's episode. Thank you, and yeah,
See you next time.
until next time,
Bye.
bye.